Hello, I'm making a video with my blue ball. And this video is about love and the meaning of life. And the meaning of life is love, which is kindness, compassion, altruism, caring, empathy, ethics, looking after someone unconditionally, caring about someone without an agenda, loving someone for who they are, even if they're difficult. That's love. There's a lot of stuff on my mind, as it always is. Just wanna enjoy this now before the sun goes down. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, and the monster is beautiful. What is love? Love is when you really care about someone. It could be in a romantic relationship. That could happen. It doesn't happen very often in romantic relationships. It doesn't happen very often in sexual encounters that there is love. You call it love, but it's not love. No, it's an act out. It usually is an act out. It's for some people, particularly for most women, a sexual encounter isn't even sexual. They think it is sexual, but it's not. I observe. I can tell by the way they moan. Expert Nicola. Yeah, trust me, I hear it all the time. And you would think that would make Mama Nicola jealous, right? That is not far-fetched. It does make me a little bit jealous, I have to admit that. Because I don't have a boyfriend. I haven't had one since 2010. I mean, I've had one real negative encounter since then. It was in 2010, and that was even worse than any other. No, but let's not get into that now. That was it was a completely wrong, totally wrong decision, because I wanted to get my mind away from James Hetfield, who I had a bad crush on at that time. But that has drastically changed since then. I want nothing to do with that guy. Even if he came to me with a bouquet of flowers, I would politely say, thank you very much, but take someone else. I see you have a lot of other fans too. I already met them, made friends with them and everything. But give the flowers to one of your other fans. I don't need them. Okay, I grow my own flowers. I am my own lover. Yes, I am my own lover in many different ways. In this way here with the blue ball. I don't mean this in a sexual way. And then I have some other toys for the other. So, what do I need a boyfriend for? You know? So, yeah, that is a good question. I mean, yeah, but it gets lonely and everything. But let me get back to the subject. The reason why I know from the sounds of others that they're not even enjoying it, they're not even happy, because I'm an expert in sounds. Okay, that's all there is to it. And I've also been there and done that in the past, right? Where I would give in to something and I didn't like it. So at some point I said, bullshit, all of this. I'm better at it with myself, right? My toys are much better at that. So I don't need this bullshit. Okay? So I don't need a man who's not attuned to me physically. And neither are you. Okay, so end that bullshit. Okay, so whether you're into masochism or you're looking for the perfect guy, so if it doesn't feel good, it's not good. Okay, that is the absolute truth. Okay, it's Tony Robbins' Class 4 experience. Something that doesn't feel good, isn't good for you, isn't good for others, doesn't serve the greater good, right? So, does the bondage society serve the greater good? No. Is it good for anything, for anyone, for their children, animals? No, it's not. Okay, so is it good for their partner? No. Is it good for them? No. It doesn't even feel good. So what's the point in all of it? It doesn't even feel good. Why do people do it anyway? Read the books by Dr. Arthur Janov. Okay, he gets into this material. It is very crystal clear. They do it because they're running away from their childhood trauma. That's why they're doing it. If I can just make my life as miserable as my childhood, then I don't have to look at my childhood anymore, right? Then I don't need any more introspection, because then I have what Arjanov called homeostasis between your present life and your past. That means if it's as miserable as the past, then you don't need to look at the past, right? It kind of reminds me of Ernie and Bert, that where Bert said, the water is dripping and I can't sleep. So Ernie turns the vacuum cleaner on, and Bert says, why you turn the vacuum cleaner on? So that you don't hear the water dripping anymore. It's kind of like that, you know, it's on that order. So, no, we need to do the opposite. We need to make our lives as pleasant and pleasurable and enjoyable as we can possibly do it. And then see what happens. Sit with it. Sit with it. Give yourself love. Sit with it. Teal Swan did a great experiment. She wrote a love letter to herself, and she put that under a clear water jug. And she just left it there under that water dispenser, pitcher, whatever, decanter. And it's good to it's good if the decanter is clear plastic or clear glass. Clear glass would be the best, I guess, because then the energy of the love letter will penetrate through better, okay, into the water. Trust me, water is intelligent. You didn't know that yet, no, because no one told you. So check out the work by this Japanese man, Dr. Masaru Emoto. Okay. Scientist. He studied this in depth. How intelligent water is. Water is a medium that interacts with energies. Okay. At that time, long time ago, I thought this can't be. This is something people make up, wishful thinking or something. During my atheist years back in LA. Okay, so much has changed since then, much information that I have absorbed from many different sources and my own observations. I put things to the test when I read something. And then I see, okay, so this atheist way of thinking, that's pretty linear. It doesn't hold up at all. So then I see with my own eyes that everything is energy, okay? Everything is like this here, amorphous and full of energy. I'm full of energy. I'm full of energy here. Everything is energy. This is full of fossil fuel energy from the dinosaurs. I wonder how the dinosaurs would feel if they knew what we did with their remains. And the war about oil and all of that. They would probably be very angry. But there's one dinosaur that is still alive today, and they're called raptors. And they're very happy about all of this conflict. And so this is what I've been thinking about recently. Thinking about the raptors. I'm always thinking about you guys. Yes, you're always on my mind. Oh man, what an evolution is that. By the way, we all have a little bit reptile. This is a long story. It's not a linear evolution, unfortunately. It's very convoluted. They've done gene splicing with the ape humans, as the ETs have done it too. Every ET astronaut, no, not everyone, but a lot of the ET astronauts that came here for mining precious metals, they have done that because they needed people to help them. They needed workers. And the ape humans, they weren't smart enough to help them with it. So they gene spliced them and mixed them with their own DNA. It's astonishing that something so similar with DNA and everything, double helix, can evolve completely independently from us on another star, on another planet, another star system. This is really amazing. But I see now clearly that it makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me that the same evolution takes place in other worlds. Okay. I don't think this thing called panspermia happens, because even a germ or a protozoa does not survive on a comet that merges with another materialistic mass in space. So it doesn't. When they collide, it is catastrophic. Okay, so particularly when they collide with a large mass like an already formed planet of molten lava and stuff like this. There's no way something like this can survive. But they can bring moldavite. That's a glass that was scattered in Moldavia, which is not far from Russia. I think borders Russia, former Soviet Union. That's why they call it moldavite. It is a green glassy substance, and it is so energetic, that stuff, that when people pick up pieces, so much happens in their lives in such rapid succession. Terrible things, also calamities, and so there's no way I want a piece of moldavite. Okay. And it's even expensive, because obviously it's a limited amount available in the world. A craft crashed there long time ago when there were ape humans. They didn't understand what was going on at all, so they crashed and probably didn't survive. And that energy also went into their spacecraft and this molten material that came off then from the crash. And their craft was probably just not designed in the way to withstand this kind of impact. They probably underestimated the impact. And their craft also just heated up way too much. I think that's why they crashed. The craft heated up so much, the friction. They probably come from a planet where they don't have that much air friction. So then they crash land in the Moldavia mountain range, and this green glassy material liquidates and then drips onto these surrounding mountain ranges. And then, of course, a geologist will say, well, that's all natural, it's from planet Earth. That's obviously not natural. But again, that substance is also intelligent. It contains entire information. It contains trauma. And when people pick up a piece of moldavite, a lot of stuff happens in their lives. Too much, okay, too fast, and even accidents and stuff like that. Sometimes accidents that actually move them forward in their own soul school. But I don't need it. I have had enough. No, okay, yes, I've had enough. It's time for retirement. No, it really is. Okay, so I will gladly pick up a piece of aquamarine that looks like this here. I don't know where that's from. That could also be from outer space, but it probably grew here on Earth through crystallization, maybe. But aquamarine is safe. It's blue god energy. You need to love yourself. You need to walk away from the man that is not compatible with you. A man who is not attuned to your needs. He might mean well and everything, but if it doesn't feel good, it's not good for you. No matter what the situation is with that guy. Okay. Whether that's anatomically or emotionally not working out. Okay. You have to walk away. You are more important than this newfound love affair. Okay. But if the love affair works, and if he really loves you, oh my gosh, that's heaven on earth. Okay, then the woman is feeling good. When the woman feels good, everything is smooth. Okay, so, and then the sounds are natural and wonderful. Okay. You can tell the difference. Okay, I can tell the difference. The woman has to have all the time in the world given to her. That's a fact. When you have all the time in the world and you're not in a rush, then that is gonna create an incredible harmony, trust, relaxation, and then with that relaxation come the most amazing physical sensations. Okay, it's true. That is the truth. It's all energy. Everything is energy. You owe yourself kindness and love. Don't wait for someone else. Don't wait for the queen to come to you, or whoever, the mafia king or whatever, Brad Pitt or Billie Eilish. So don't wait for that. It's miserable if you wait. Very miserable. Been there, done that. I speak from experience. You stop waiting for Godot, and everything will automatically fall into its place. Okay, so yeah, of course the reptiles are making the world miserable. There's no debate about it. It's a fact. Okay. But you can opt out of their system. You can say no thank you to what they offer to you. Hollywood movies, shit parties where they exchange blood vials. Yes, you can say no thank you. I'm good. I go to the dork party instead. Yeah, that'd be better, where we play with these squishy balls. That's a whole lot better. I want a dork. Okay. That's what I want. I need a dork. Haven't found him yet. But I'm sure there's one out there. There's gotta be one out there, right? A dork who really appreciates me. Not a bitch. Okay, I don't want a bitch. Stay away from me, bitch. Well, all bitches. Bitch. All male bitches. Tired of that men bitching around. It's always bitching. So, always holding someone else accountable for their suffering, and when they're with me, they all blame everything on me. That's what Paul does. That's not good. It's miserable, right? But even in this situation here, Paul and I still need each other for economic reasons and companionship. Okay, the basics of worldview, we are 100% congruent. So he's an atheist, I'm a panpsychist. So I would call myself Buddhist if it didn't have a religious connotation to it. Buddhist in a panpsychist way. The Buddha was a panpsychist. So Buddhist in a philosophical scholar sense, okay, not in a religious way. They've already done a lot of abuse on Buddhism. So the Buddha would roll his eyes over that. Just like Rudolf Steiner is rolling his eyes over what they have made out of his anthroposophy. They made it into a cult. No, it's really, I've seen it up close and personal. Oh, thank you very much. I was never on board with that. I went to a Waldorf school. I like everything that Rudolf Steiner did. His sculptures, his also the curriculum ideas and what he wanted to accomplish with all of this. But what did people do with it? Then it becomes an elitist school. That's not what he intended with this. Then it becomes a cult where it goes so far that Rudolf Steiner, even during his lifetime in the early 1900s, he said he kind of sprained his ankle on a hike. He said, I better straighten up. Right before they came back into town, I better straighten up now and try real hard not to limp, because if I come back to town limping, then everyone in that town will be limping tomorrow. That's how much of an ardent following he already had during his lifetime. That is, and he constantly talked against that. He constantly said, that's not what I want. I don't want to be worshipped. I want to be understood. Understand my message that I bring to you. And he had a great sense of looking into the future. First of all, he said, so stay away from poisons. Stay away from any kind of gardening poison, any kind of pesticide. I don't even know if they had that word yet at that time, but he saw all of this coming. He said, stay away from all poisons. Don't use poisons, okay? Pull, if you don't want a plant there next to your other plant, then pull that plant out. And I'm adding to this, take that plant and make tea with it and heal your liver. Okay, so, and once you understand how that plant, that so-called weed, heals your liver and purifies your blood and gives you energy, you no longer view it as a weed. You view it as an equal to your other food plant. Okay, equal and better even. So, for example, bitter dock. Bitter dock is a plant that grows here in the garden by itself, and I planted one in my pot even because I want to bring all of that to the desert when we move, and it has unfolded beautifully in that pot. And I took a photo of it yesterday and showed it to Gemini, and Gemini immediately said, this is called bitter dock. And people view those as weeds. And I view it as the blue god present to us. Okay. I made tea with it for the last couple of days. It's given me an enormous energy and happiness and clarity of mind. It's incredible. You sleep better. It cleans your liver, your intestines. It's anti-parasitic, anti-carcinogenic, antimicrobial. It purifies your kidneys, your entire body. It completely frees your blood vessels. It's an amazing plant. It's anti-inflammatory. It heals you from rheumatoid arthritis and any of these horrible ailments that people get. Amazing. Okay. It's a blue god present to us. So it's getting a little bit chilly. There's a lot more I needed to talk to you about, but it's not a rush. I just wanted to make this video and say love is the meaning of life. Okay. That's the only meaning of life. Live by love. Do no harm to anyone, to anything, to any life form. And I add to it, don't destroy a crystal either. Don't mine anything. Don't go mining. It's not good. Of course, people are not going to listen with that. They're going to go and mine it. But, yeah, particularly crystals. Don't mine crystals. Don't chop that up. They cry. It's the truth. So, peace and love for all living beings. Signing out.